So I've got another unboxing video here. I went in on the first Toughest Girls of the Galaxy Kickstarter, and it arrived yesterday afternoon. And for anybody who knows me, for me to not have opened the package the second it was in my hot little hands is a feat of self-control that is unparalleled in most of my everyday doings. So here's the neat package it came in. Ooh, there's French everywhere. I can't read any of it. So let's tear into this thing now, and I just love packing materials because they are so hot. So we're going to get our handy dandy X-Acto knife out, and use that to break into the package. Alright, so now we've broken into the package, and we have the mysterious black box, as well as coasters, and the hippo, which I did not get the hippo miniature, sorry. Important, please read this info regarding resin. Well, I don't really care. About Raging Heroes, and it is in 2 languages, and there's a little story from somebody else, and I'll read that later. And then, of course, the all-important packing stuff. So, let's get into the good part. What everybody wants to see, the actual miniatures. We've got some bubble wrap here to get rid of. And, bases everywhere. Just your standard slotted bases. Nothing special there. So we're going to start here. And at this point, honestly, I don't really remember which ones are which. I hope they're kind of labeled, but I don't know that they are. We're going to start here with, let's see, it says Svetlana. She was one of the freebies for people who pledged at a certain level. I did not pledge at that high level, so she was not a freebie for me. But she is, well, that's not working. Let's see. Give me just a second here. We'll figure out how to get a better camera angle on this. Okay, so it seems like my camera may not be quite good enough to get good images of these miniatures. When I move them closer to the screen, the camera doesn't want to focus on them. It wants to focus. And if I move them further away and zoom in, it still doesn't want to focus on the miniatures. So this one is made of resin. It's pretty good for spin cast resin, I have to say. There's a lot of good detail. The face seems like it didn't quite get as much detail in the casting as I would have liked, but it's still overall a pretty nice miniature. She's got a fur cap on her, if you can't tell, and a couple of pouches, and then of course her arms are over here holding a gun and another gun. And we have here and of course Svetlana is a member of the Kurganova faction for anybody keeping track. This is an Iron Empires figure. Sigrith, I think is how it's pronounced. She is a little different. She's got a couple different arms and a couple different heads. We actually got her for this more Egyptian-looking head that I just popped off. And again, nothing's coming out very well, so I apologize for that. And this neat giant staff that she has. And she is, again, from the Iron Empires. So I'm not going to go through every single one of these minis because they're not showing up very well. Just a couple of my favorites. This one is the Kickstarter exclusive. Yes, she totally looks like the Rocketeer, which is amazing. And these are her arms, which will be out in front of her, I believe. Now, one of the things that Raging Heroes does is they put most of their joints together with like shoulder joints and things with standard ball and socket type joints, so it makes them very posable, which is really nice. Another one of my personal favorites here was this one. She's one of the jailbirds. She's Tanya the Tinker, but she is in a very classic Rosie the Riveter style pose, which you may or may not be able to see. And then she's got some different guns you can put in her hands down here on the sprue. These are all sci-fi kind of minis, very grim, dark, gothic stuff for the far future. Most of the miniatures have multiple arms and multiple heads, which is kind of nice. And some of them, this is actually the most important one in the box, and the reason why everything took so long. This is the miniature that I got into this Kickstarter for, because I thought this thing looked absolutely amazing. So here is the base figure. There we go. Which again, I am sorry about the focus on this. My camera apparently is not as good as I had hoped it would be. And then all of these are extra mechanical arms and limbs that attach to this thing on her back. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 slots there that I can see easily. And she is just this giant robotic awesomeness that is the entire reason that I went to join up on this Kickstarter. There's a few other miniatures in here, some snipers and some other things in fun poses, but since I don't have a good way to show you how awesome these minis look, I'm gonna call that the unboxing. So these are all snipers. This is a Jailbird's radio tech on a pile of rubble. And this one is this the one? No, this one is not. Where is? Well, now I'm sorry. Now I can't find one of the ones I was looking for. This makes me a sad panda. Going out packing information. Where'd you go? Yeah. Is this her? Oh, this one. Yes, this is her. So, I just didn't recognize her because she's in so many pieces. This is another one of the ones I wanted because she totally doesn't look like a rogue trader. You can see she's got her leg is nice out here posed that you'll be able to rotate, and she's got a little cane and an awesome head with a monocle, because monocles are because in the far future everybody who's anybody has a monocle. Anyways, that's this one. Sorry that the images didn't come out so good, but stay tuned for the next video. I don't know when it'll be though. Have a good one.